Hello, everybody, and welcome to Betting the Bucks, the Buckeye Breakdown betting show brought to you by Owen Smith, your host here. Sometimes I'll have my co-host join me, but most of the time it'll just be me, quick and dirty, betting the Buckeyes. Nothing too crazy here. This week we are playing Marshall, and I am avoiding the point spread. I'm avoiding the overall total, but I do have some player props. I do have some point spreads and point totals throughout the game. But I am avoiding kind of those first odds and bets that you would see on your betting platforms. The odds are going to be from FanDuel. If any other sports books want to step in, be a sponsor of Betting the Bucks and Buckeye Breakdown, happy to host you. But for now, I tend to have a preference towards FanDuel for most of the time. Don't do a lot of shopping around, which is probably not a great habit of mine, but tend to kind of stay pretty loyal there. And then I reside in Indiana, so I have the benefit. I know a lot of like Ohio residents and some other states are limited on player props and things like that. I think completely banned. I'm able to make those bets because I do reside in Indiana and make my bets in Indiana. So I will be able to do that. So let's go ahead, not wasting any more time. Let's get into it. Let me bring up our beautiful graphic here that I know I've already made a mistake on, but we'll get to it. So with the first bet of betting the Buckeyes, I have to lead with the freshman legend, Jeremiah Smith, getting the first touchdown. I think overall theme that you're going to see throughout this episode of Betting the Bucks is that I think that the Buckeyes are going to get off to a fast start. I think that they are going to probably shut it down. I would almost say at halftime for the starters. I think that they want to get in there, score quick, put up some points, get all the reps that they can. I think they'll shut down Marshall quick on the defensive side of the ball, get a lot of offensive possessions. Again, that's going to be the theme of it, and I think that's going to be led by a Jeremiah Smith touchdown to start off the game for the Buckeyes. All the other like anytime touchdown bets and all of those props, didn't love the odds on them. And I just, again, I'm leaning into the now Red Bull athlete, Jeremiah Smith scoring the first touchdown, I'm going to call it a bomb from Will Howard. I'm expecting him to drop a bomb to Jeremiah Smith for the first touchdown of the game. Okay. Keeping up the theme with a fast start. Now, I messed this up. This first quarter total point should be 13.5. Forgive my graphic. My graphics team is me, and I am the only person that I can blame here. 13.5 is the total. I am going over on that. I think, again, fast start. It's going to be hot in Columbus. I think you want to rest your guys as much as you can and avoid them playing too long in that weather. And I don't think that we're going to have a week one performance. I think we're only building on week two. I know that some people may anticipate a slump with them coming off of a bye week, but I think that they're going to get out to a fast start. I think that they'll be able to score at least 2 touchdowns and get the over 13.5. Again, forgive me and my graphics team for getting this incorrect here. Okay, I'll keep up the theme. First half total 29.5. This number is correct, so we would need a lot of scoring. We would need at least 4 touchdowns and a field goal to make this hit. I'm banking, though, that the Buckeyes are going to, again, have at least, I'm hoping, 6 or 7 possessions and score on at least 5 of those, or score 5 touchdowns on 5 of those, I should say. And so I'm betting that the Buckeyes, again, off to a fast start, not in a slump. I think they truly saw it as an improvement week, aren't going to let themselves get to a slow start like they did in week one, and be able to shut it down, give Devin Brown, Julian Sayin, and the rest of the backups, some opportunities in the second half to showcase what they're made of. Okay, Ibuka, receiving yards. I think he is going to get more than 67.5. This is partially a result of Jeremiah Smith. A lot of the nation has caught on to who he is now. Sports books have caught on that he's wide receiver 1, it seems like. I think his total was like 88.5 yards, which I think is doable. I'm going to stay away from personally, but I do think that this has led to Ibuka kind of going in the background a little bit. And he's, even when he is in the background, he's still having some pretty good performances, and I'm hammering the over on 67.5. I think that he's going to have a tremendous game. And I honestly would take this at like 77.5, but we'll take what FanDuel's given us and take the over on 67.5 there. Okay. Howard, 4+ passing touchdowns plus 200. Now, getting a little ambitious here. Again, I am looking at the Buckeyes to come into the game. I am looking at them to score 35 plus points in the first half. And that would require a lot of touchdowns. And I think that Will Howard is going to lead a lot of those touchdowns with his arm. That is betting that Quinshawn and Trevion don't get into the end zone more than likely. And that is betting a lot on Will Howard also just keeping the ball and throwing it throwing the ball instead of keeping it and running it in for the end zone and throwing up the OH. So Howard, 4+ pass touchdowns. Love that bet there. And you get some pretty good odds there. All right, last one. I'm not betting a shutout. I think that field goals and kickers are getting too good in college football. Excuse me. I think that they're getting too good in college football and the NFL. I think it's too easy to give up a field goal sometimes. It's like it's the kicker era at this point. But I think that the Buckeyes will keep up the trend of not giving up touchdowns. I think that their first touchdown will not be given up until later into the season, maybe on October 12th. And I'm hoping that they can, have this to kind of hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball, prevent those touchdowns even in the late stages of the game. So this is the overall betting card. I really appreciate everybody tuning into this first episode of Betting the Bucks, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see how we go.